What's up, Konbanwa biscuits? It is time to talk about, so every time I get these videos and I'm like, okay, what are we going to talk about? Let's look at what just released or let's look at an album or something. There are these videos that I am super excited about. This is one of them. I picked this up for $2 at a thrift store. This is Sublime's first album, debut album, 40 Ounces of Freedom. Now, I know Sublime, right? I heard it on the radio, Centera, Date Rape, all these, classics, shall we say, that's on the radio all the time, especially here in California with K-Rock. You hear Sublime, SoCal, kind of like punk jazz fusion stuff. Dude, I got this. I listened to it. I've never listened to it. I've never done a deep dive on Sublime. Let me tell you right now, okay? This is amazing. I'm going to tell you right now the score. It's going to be amazing. This is a 4.5 biscuits. Let's just get that out of the way, okay? It's like the top. It's the cream of the cream. This album, 40 Ounces of Freedom, is so freaking badass. 22 tracks. And it is so freaking good, man. This is brilliant. This has got like 5 genres. What I love about this is it's punk, it's rap hip hop, it's ska, reggae, all the stuff mixed in together. It's like 5 genres: punk, rock, ska, reggae, and rap, all mixed in. Now, they weren't the first ones to do, mashup stuff, but these guys just are amazing. Let's start at the beginning. Small band. They started I think in around 86. This first album, their debut album, came out in 91. About 5 years that they have been touring. They were just hitting freaking towns, hitting the territories, just doing clubs, doing shows, no album. Okay? This comes out of all that work. And while this isn't the album that everyone talks about, which I think happens in 96, a couple months after the death of Brad Nowell, who died of the heroin overdose, I think in San Francisco. He died. And then a couple months later, their album Sublime comes out, which is the one that everyone loves, right? But this album, the first one, which has Date Rape, it has Bad Fish, it has Smoke Two Joints. I mean, this album is so freaking good. This is so good. And the fact that it's the debut album, the fact that these guys came up with a sound. See, remember, this album, Sublime, came out at the same time as Offspring and Green Day, right when that early 90s punk, proto-punk, not proto-punk, but post-punk, modern punk stuff was coming out, right? And there's a couple songs that sound like that. There's a couple songs that sound a little bit, that have that kind of punk flavor. But this just has so much different sounds to it. There's so many things they're experimenting with and doing that is so exciting for me. This is why I like this channel and doing this, because I find stuff like this, stuff that a lot of you probably know, but for me, I didn't. So I bought it at the thrift store. I'm going to get this record, and it is badass. I'm going to buy this on vinyl. I got to. It's so freaking good. And it really feels like this collection of these jam sessions. It feels like there are songs that they are you have that background music of them at the club. You have the music of the audience, of drinks being poured, of all that kind of atmospheric stuff that's in the songs. So it feels like these are songs on the road or live songs or, these jam sessions that are feel slightly off the cuff and energetic and kind of not so heavily produced, just really kind of done, experimental. And I love it. It just feels like such a good freaking thing. I mean, let's start with the first track, Waiting for My Rucka. It's got this hip hop samples, right? But it's this very stripped down kind of a single drum on it. 40 Ounces of Freedom. I mean, this album has a lot of ties to alcohol and substance and drugs. I mean, we get a lot of those like sounds, effects, and things from that world. And it does have that skater, punk, surfer, SoCal vibe to it for sure, mixed with ska, and then there's the reggae, which ska, are connected. And then you get this hip hop thing. You get this total like hip hop, like they're pulling out like Beastie Boys, bits. They're pulling out, they'd have a song in Spanish, Chica mi tipo. They have these punk rock songs. Bad Fish is on this album. It's great. Ball and Chain is okay. It's kind of the sexy song. Smoke Two Joints. You gotta love this guitar riff in Smoke Two Joints. And there's this just really cool guitar riff on there that I love. And they have the sound effects of the bong, hitting the bong and the water kind of like bubbling. I feel like this album is so much is going on. He's speaking Spanish. He's got hip hop. He's got guitar licks. There's punk songs in here. It's just all over the place. But yet, it doesn't feel like this randomness to it. They feel connected. They feel like they're Sublime songs. It's not like, somehow they got that sound. And it's throughout. It permeates the whole album. It's so good. Let's talk about, Bad Fish is a great song. It's brilliant. Let's Get Started is the one with the Beastie Boys sample. What Happened is this kind of the ska classic with this mix of tequila, that kind of tequila song. I think it's called just Tequila. They mix that in there. The Date Rape song. So let's talk about Date Rape. I mean, this was a big song that was on K-Rock. I mean, a lot of these songs that got the radio play is really what got their influence out there. 5 years is a long time before you get an album. But Date Rape is a brilliant song. It's like up there with like El Paso by Marty Robbins as far as like storytelling, or some kind of Chris Christopherson song where there's like this story, that it's a linear story. It's like there's a part A, there's a part B, then there's the finale. And I think if because he gets his comeuppance and that's what he gets, I mean, it works. I think that's really the only way to tell that story. The only way to tell that. But, man, it's good. and there's a bit of a message there, right? What are you going to say? I don't know if at the time it was very I had assumed that at the time it was controversial and that everybody was down with that, but it's a freaking great song, dude. You can't deny that song. There's a song KRS-One, which of course you know the rapper, the MC, and they got old school scratching, like Run DMC, Jam Master Jay type scratching on it. So it's like they do this throwback stuff, and then at the very end, thanks is this cavalcade of long thanks to all these musicians, from Miles Davis and Coltrane to the Beasties or KRS-One and just everybody. They just thank all these musicians and inspirations, as well as personal people, like, hey, thanks Aunt Joe for letting me sleep on the couch, and for Jimmy for letting me mix my record on his tape player, whatever. Which is kind of fun to just listen to all those inspirations and thanks, gratitudes. I can't say enough about this. It is so good. If you have listened to this, go listen to it again. Seriously, go check it out again and listen to this whole thing. It is so good. I mean, not everything is you got to remember, but there's a good handful of great songs, and everything here sounds really great. 4.5. It's a personal album. It feels personal. It feels like this road album or gig album where they went around doing these sessions. And it blew me away, honestly. It is probably one of the best albums I've reviewed lately. It's so good, and I really want to find this on vinyl now. So that's my next mission. What do you think? What's your favorite Sublime song, album? Is there another band that's similar to them? What do you think about that whole deal? And thanks for watching the video. Take care, guys. Bye.